Hello, everyone. Welcome to SisVerSaTion. I have the pleasure to have Miss Shemika from Los Angeles, California, sitting at the interview platform, and she's going to speak about stress. So we are going to recap. What is stress?
According to dictionary.com, stress is a state of mental or emotional strain or suspense. But my personal definition of stress is the feeling of fear over current or future circumstances in our lives. It's just fear or worry over things that haven't come, that's to come, or things that are happening in our lives. It causes us to stress out, become worried.
Oh, wow. And I know you spoke about how it can affect the body. Could you just go over that one more time? How does stress affect our body?
Sure. Okay. Stress affects our physical health due to the action of vasoconstriction, right? Vasoconstriction is when the blood vessels close and it slows the speed of blood. Vasoconstriction can be slight or it can be severe. And in severe cases, people can experience a stroke or a massive heart attack, which can lead to the death, right? Another interesting thing about stress is that when our bodies come under large amounts of stress or worry, it releases cortisol, which is a hormone. And in response to the fight or flight syndrome, the cortisol just floods our system, and cortisol causes your liver to really produce sugar, right? Cortisol causes your liver to produce sugar. And then the sugar turns to belly fat, which leads to obesity, which leads to diabetes. Cortisol also decreases the immune system response. So when you're stressed out, you're lowering your responses, your body's response to viral and bacterial invaders. Your body can't protect you like it need to.
Wow. Wow. That was just a lot of information. And just hearing some of the key words that I, learned in anatomy class, it just remind me back to what the professor was telling us about stress as well. And I know that, Shemika, you have your own clinic out there in Diamond Bar, California, which is really good. And I definitely want to come by and visit your clinic. So can you let me know, because I always hear the word eustress and distress. What is those two words?
Yeah, so all stress is not bad, right? Eustress challenges us to grow and find creative solutions in our lives. Eustress is most often brought on by positive gains, like when you graduate from school, you get a bit of stress, but it's not bad stress. If you're getting married, people are like stressed, but it's not bad stress. Also traveling, starting a new job, or stuff like this video right here. It caused a certain amount of stress for me, but it was good stress. So that's considered eustress. Distress is the negative effects of stress that deplete or even destroy our life energy. Distress causes the heart to work harder and less efficiently. The blood vessels constrict, causing the blood pressure to go high, putting you at high risk for stroke and massive heart attacks. The body floods with cortisol, the hormone, for prolonged periods, causing the liver to release the sugar, which turns into belly fat. It puts us at high risk for diabetes and obesity. The lungs have a higher demand for oxygen. The immune system has more difficult time fighting off viral and bacterial invaders. And just essentially, your body can't do what it needs to do to protect you because all your systems are working so hard to get rid of that stressor. So stress it can be good for us in small spurts for those good things, but bad stress, when you're stressed out over worrisome things, then it just takes a toll on your whole system. And please don't be stressed out for prolonged periods of time, because your body is consistently releasing cortisol. Your liver is consistently producing sugar. You're putting yourself at high risk for weight gain, diabetes. It's just all bad. So yeah.
Well, what are some signs that we can tell that we are under stress? Are there any signs?
Yeah, let's start with on the body. So on the
Okay.
body, one of the symptoms is headaches. Another symptom is muscle tension or pain, chest pain. I had a friend, when she would get stressed out, she would think she's having a heart attack. And I'm like, maybe it's gas. I mean, you're young. How could you be having a heart attack? But chest pain is a sign of stress. Fatigue, people that are tired, sleeping a lot. Change in sex drive. That's a big one for couples. That's a huge one for couples, and it's responsible for a lot of divorces, right? Stomach upset, and then sleep pattern disturbances. On your mood, anxiety, restlessness, lack of motivation or focus, feeling overwhelmed, just overwhelmed, irritability or anger, and sadness or depression. And then on your behavior, overeating or undereating, overeating, angry outbursts, drug or alcohol misuse, tobacco use, social withdrawal. When I get stressed out, I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't want to be around nobody. Only the people that I have to, which are my kids, that's it. Nobody else is welcome because I just can't. So social withdrawal, totally me. And then exercising less often, which is also totally me. So those are signs that you're under stress.
Wow. I'm just so glad that you are able to pinpoint this, because it's a really important topic and conversation, really dealing what we're dealing with now, right, with the pandemic, the flu, the RSV. COVID. Yes, right. With so much that's going on. I know recently I just experienced, as you speaking about the different signs, I experienced a stress issue when I was sick with the flu. I was just so stressed out because I couldn't really move. I couldn't do anything. And I felt like I was behind with my projects, with my work. So I felt that stress right after I recovered from being sick. And I was sick for Thanksgiving. I just recovered probably the first weekend of this month in December. So after recovering, I felt that stress moment because now I'm just worried, like, oh my goodness, it took away 3 weeks of my project. I had so many projects to manifest by the end of this month, but I see myself moving behind. So I felt that stress. I felt very disappointed, but also I felt tired, fatigued. I felt upset. I wanted to have an outburst, So it's normal, but again, we got to be careful because, like you said, it can cause so many different signs with our health. Is there a particular time where you came across stress, and how did you handle it?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, here recently, I've I've been under a tremendous amount of stress, just trying to navigate the waters of new business ownership, entrepreneurship. It brings about its levels of stress. So what I personally do, or how I release stress, I use faith over fear, right? I always remember a verse in the Bible, which is Luke 10:19, and it says, I've given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you. And I say that over, I'm getting chills as I'm saying it now. I say it over and over. And I know God remember everything, but I remind him that this is in his word. And he says, nothing will harm me. I chant that in my head. I also, my mom told me, when you get to that point, Mika, and you just can't get your thoughts together, because you do get confused in your mind. Like we said earlier, you get confused, you have angry outbursts, you just can't concentrate. Nothing is working right at that time. My mom told me to stop and get a word in your head and chant it. So what I do, my word is I trust God, and I'll say it over and over and over and over and over again in my head, not where everybody can see and think I'm crazy, but I say it over and over in my head until I believe it. And I know that I believe it when I feel myself coming down. So those are ways that I release my stress. I listen to praise music. I love, love Tasha Cobb. I
Oh,
love
yes.
Tasha Cobb, right?
Yes.
I love German Kim. So I put on praise music, and I worship, right? Other things that you could do when you're feeling overwhelmed and you don't have a lot of time to take a break, then like I said, start chanting in your head. Take a couple of deep breaths. They said, go for a walk, spend a few minutes stretching. If you're an eater, like me,
like me too.
If you're an eater, reach for fruits and vegetables and unsalted nuts, right? Because we know that the hormone cortisol is released when you're stressed, and cortisol causes the liver to release sugar, which causes belly fat. So we already have that going on automatically because we're stressed. Don't add, my favorite is, and listen, my favorite is the almond sneaker, the king size, is a large bag of cheese puffs, and it feels so good. It's horrible, but it's the truth. It is what it is. So, but instead of reaching for that at times like now, I'm reaching for the fruits and vegetables and just tossing the nuts and, adding Crystal Light to my water and drinking it down to force myself to be full, to get over. We have to be intentional with it, because you will reach for, I am going to reach for my large sneaker and my cheese puffs because it feels good, but you change behaviors.
So sis, I know you was talking about what we need to do as far as when we feel stressed, and also what we should replace, because I'm a big eater as well. I go for the snacks. I'm a chocolate lover. So the moment I feel like I'm stressed out, I'm grabbing chocolate.
Yeah.
And one thing I know, or one thing you mentioned to me before, is that, and I don't want to go into detail, but I want the audience to hear this, is your weight, your class that you're bringing out, the weight obesity class. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Just a snippet.
Okay. So I do chronic care management. Chronic care management is a Medicare value-based program. And what you do is you monitor chronic conditions to help a person, the patient, avoid hospitalizations, unnecessary hospitalization. Obesity falls under it's a chronic condition. So it falls under that umbrella. So we have an obesity management program. It's a 12-week program. I like to encourage anybody, if you have insurance, to utilize it. So Medicaid and Medicare will pay for a 6-month program, but in 12 weeks, in 21 days, you could change a habit, and 90 days, which is 12 weeks, you could change a lifestyle. So I feel like that 12-week period will give you an opportunity to change the lifestyle. It's a 4-pillar program, which includes behavior modification. Why are you, why am I obese? What happened? What are my goals? Why do I want to lose weight? And then it goes into nutritional support. All diets succeed, all diets fail. Which diet are you willing to go on? Which nutritional program? Let's not call it a diet, because once you say diet, then people automatically feel like I can only do this for a little bit of time. So let's talk about nutritional program. Which nutritional program can you go on and stay on it long term? And then we go into physical activity commitment, because if you're not building muscle, then you can lose all the weight you want, but it's coming back. So you got to exercise to help you build muscle. And then last but not least, the 4th pillar is the pharmacology pillar. So medication. Obesity is classified when a person has a body mass index of 30 or greater, right? Once you hit that BMI of 30, although we know everybody with a body mass index of 30 or greater is not obese, we know that there are situations where it doesn't apply. But for me, it applies, right? So it's not so easy. It's a condition that lasts 12 months or more. Most people that have been obese, they could tell you, or had suffered with obesity, will tell you, I've been this way for 20 years. After I had my first baby, it just got out of control. So there's a pharmacology. The fourth pillar is pharmacology for someone that has problems losing and regaining. And right now, the hottest item is the semaglutides, which are the Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, where you could lose about 15% of your body weight within between 12 weeks and 6 months, 90 days to 6 months, or 3 to 6 months, however you want to say it. So you lose about 15% of your body weight between 3 to 6 months. And to maintain that, you have to continue on what you've been taught, the nutritional. You have to manage your stress. You have to exercise at least 3 days a week, build some muscle. Yeah, and that's what our program is about.
So ladies, if you are listening, you're based in California, you want to know more about weight management, loss, or you want to know about nutrition, maybe you just had a surgery, maybe you are in the process of getting a surgery and you want to take this class, I would say contact Shemika, contact True Care. So you need to contact True Care, and she's going to definitely give you her information where you can contact. She has a clinic in Diamond Bar. I'm starting mine in January next month. I will be there. I want to know more about it. She is going to guide me through the process, and I'm going to go through the program. So again, ladies out here in Cali, if you're close to the LA County area, Diamond Bar, and you want to take that trip with me, please feel free to hit me up. Let me know, because I am going to be there and I am going to go through her program. And I want to be able to manage my weight loss. I want to be able to know more about what I can do to keep my health up to par. Really, with our community and our society, it's really important for us to learn this. So what I love about True Care is that True Care has the love for our community. You know, they love our community. They want to make sure that they teach our community. So just listening to her talking about stress and about her program is such an honor, Shemika. I really, really do appreciate this.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thanks for having me on your platform.
Yes. And can I, so how do you think, okay, so I'm going to give my story, right? Okay. So I told you that I was stressed out by being sick, for Thanksgiving, just recover. What do you think I can do better before I go down that road? Like, how can I handle the stress? And maybe you mentioned this already, but what can I do to prevent myself to go through that stress mode?
I think what you're saying is from getting stuck in it, because what we tend to do is get stuck in it, and for days and days we're depressed and we're down and can't do the things that we need to do to sustain our life. So to prevent getting stuck in it, because it's gonna happen, right? It's a normal part of life. There's eustress, which is good stress, and there's distress, which is bad stress. All stress is not bad. Identify it when it first starts. As soon as you start getting, like I just gave you those symptoms, identify it when it first happens, and start addressing issues at that moment. Start addressing what you're going through. For you were like you got sick with the flu and it put you down.
Yes.
And you were getting backed up on your projects. How would I not have prolonged periods of stress with that? It's not my fault that I caught the flu. What can I do about it? And the projects are going to be late, but I'm going to take care of it. So take the time, you're over the sickness, but if it was to happen again, take the time and relax and enjoy watching TV, your favorite. Look at it as a mini vacation. My body just literally told me, you're gonna rest right now. Take it. Don't be mad at it. Don't think like, oh, I got this to do. No. Your body just said, no, stop. So no, stop. What's your favorite programs? What's your favorite thing to do while you're just laying in the bed? I had to do that this summer, July. My kids left and they went with their dad for the summer and they never leave for more than a weekend. And I don't know what happened. My body just took I got so sick and it was like flu-like symptoms and all that. For the first 2 days, I was crazy in my head because I was like, I have appointments, I have this, I have, how am I going to just be laying here? But I caught myself. I started reciting my scripture and I told myself I could catch up on, my favorite shows. I'm not going to say my favorite shows right now because they're kind of ratchet, but I could catch up on my favorite shows. I could lay here. My daughter went out and got me soup. She was catering to me. I took advantage of that. I got to lay in the bed for 2 weeks, not 2 consistent weeks. I got up after the first week, but the second week I was still feeling ill. And I told my program director, I told them, listen, I'm off the radar right now. I'm just going to chill. So take it as a vacation, as a mini vacation. Catch the stress in the beginning, catch it fast, identify it in the beginning, and then move according to whatever the situation is, whatever the stressor is, whatever caused the stress.
Well, I have to be transparent in the midst of this because while you're speaking about it, I'm like, wow, that's what I did yesterday. So I came home yesterday, right, and I never go to bed this early. I was asleep before 7:30.
That's right.
And do you know I did not wake up until this morning around 6 a.m. So my body needed that time to rest. It actually needed that time to
listen
rest.
to our bodies. It's so important that we listen to our bodies because listen, if you don't, it's gonna make you.
Yes.
It's gonna make you. You could either listen, catch the little signs in the beginning and listen to it and slow down, or allow it to force you to stop because it will.
That's true. Yeah. And we don't want to get to that point. You're right. Well, before we even, I just want to do a quick cheers to your success. And I'm so excited. I'm going to keep expressing this. I'm going to keep expressing this. I'm so excited for what you got coming in 2023. I know you haven't really went into details, but I'm so excited for what God has for you in 2023 and for the community and the awareness that you're going to bring across the community. So I'm so proud and I thank God for you, as taking your education and going back to the community to help us. So it's always good to have that type of assistant. It's good to have someone like that on your side that's going to build up the community. So I just want to give you cheers, Queen.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Definitely want to give you cheers. So Shemika, is it possible if we can just talk about, what you got going on for 2023? Let us know where your clinic is located. So your phone number, your contact information. So anyone that's watching, they want to get in contact with you, they know how to reach you.
Yeah, so we're in, like I said, Diamond Bar, California. We were in Riverside, but I had to move closer in inner city, closer because Riverside was just too far for most people. And I was doing a lot of house calls and it gets kind of tiring, right? So we're moving to Diamond Bar, California on the 5th of January. That's the first. I know, I'm so happy. It's so beautiful too. I'm so happy for the new clinic. That's one. My number is 951-405-0444. And excuse me, we are truecaretelehealth.com is the website. You could go there and set an appointment just to get the consultation is free. Just talk, let me know, what your needs are.
The consultation is free. Did you guys hear that?
Consultation is free, absolutely free. Right. So yeah, we have, we're doing chronic care management all year long. We're back in the community. I want people to understand disease processes and understand how to intervene to keep yourself from having to go into these emergency rooms and urgent cares because they're not safe. You know, they're safe, they're just not, it's a lot of sick people. And if you don't have to be there, then you shouldn't. If you could do a few things to help yourself, then you should save yourself. Yeah.
And I just want to say this, just, you know, having the privilege to speak to you and letting you know my results on my test, it was honored to have you to give me directions of what I need to watch out for, you know, make sure you be careful in this area. So just to have that consult with you and you went over my lab work and you was able to let me know what I need to work on, what I need to improve on, I definitely appreciate that.
No problem. My pleasure. Thank you.
You are so welcome. So for those that's watching, again, you definitely want to get in contact with True Care. Our queen is really helping the community. So please, please reach out to her. I'm just so grateful to have this queen on the platform where she's going to be speaking about anything that's dealing with health monthly to let us know what's going on. So I'm grateful and I'm thankful for you, Shemika. And thank you for just being there for our community, being there for our platform. And it's just such an honor to have you here.
Thank you for this platform. Thank you for bringing these sisters together.
Is there anything you would like to leave with the ladies?
Health is wealth. You get one time to get it right. You don't want to get sick. If you need to change your healthcare model, 2023, we're coming up on a new year. Do it. There's two models that I have ascribed to. One was a sick care model. I ascribe to the wellness care model now. The sick care model is you get sick, you go to the doctor, they treat you, you go home, you do nothing else until you get sick again. The wellness model is you actively work to keep your body well and balanced. So those are my final thoughts.
I'm gonna definitely add that to my vision board. The wellness care model. I'm adding that to the vision board. I'm definitely adding that to the vision board. Wow. And that way it alerts me to continue to stay healthy and to make sure that I'm on top of it. So I do have a plan because my plan is the weight loss. I will be there next month to True Care. Definitely I will be there. And I'm ready to add that to my vision board because I will be there and I will make sure I follow the instructions. So I thank you. I definitely thank you, sis. It's such an honor. For those that's watching, it's such an honor to have this beautiful queen on the platform. Again, if you want to reach out to her, please reach out to her. Ladies, if you're coming to the vision board luncheon, she will be there. You can ask some more questions at the luncheon. So if you're not going to be there, you're going to be there virtually, please ask your question. We definitely appreciate this nurse practitioner sitting on our platform. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you.
So before we leave, sis, we always do the crown on. I know you know about the crown on. So at this moment, I am going to give you your crown because I know you want your crown already, but I'm going to give you a crown from Sister Co. So taking my crown, giving it to you. Crown on.
Thank you. Crown on.
God bless.
Have a good Sunday.
You as well.
Bye.